The first episode of Ahsoka has action, it has adventure, and it has plenty of that elegant weapon for a more civilized age. G'day, I'm RJ. Welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel. Let's talk about the first episode of Ahsoka, Master and Apprentice. Master and Apprentice was written and directed by the showrunner of the series, Dave Filoni, who's best known for his work as a showrunner of the animated series Clone Wars and Rebels. Alright guys, here's a quick spoiler warning. Ready? Good. Look, the episode opens with what I think is the best scene of the entire episode. I love the scene where the force-wielding mercenaries Baylan and Shin break Morgan Elsbeth out of Republic custody. Now, I actually thought it was pretty good that the Republic officer was not fooled, didn't genuinely think they were Jedi. I thought he came off as fairly competent. However, the more I think about it, the more I listen to other commentators, I go, yeah, while he didn't fall for it, he went to arrest the occupants of a transport with only six jailers, 6 Republic soldiers, and that's not very many. That Republic, even if they weren't force wielders, that transport could hold a lot that was more dangerous than two non-force wielding people. It could have held an entire squad of troops, which would have overpowered the 6. It could have held a bomb. I mean, the ship should not have been allowed to dock in the first place, but once it did, you think you would have brought a bigger contingent of guards to arrest who you thought were Imperials. Just a thought. All right. And then we move on to our introduction to Ahsoka, which is very reminiscent of another Lucasfilm property, Indiana Jones. And I also love this scene. I love the adventure. I love the puzzle solving. Look, this whole episode is about puzzle solving. We've got puzzle solving at the temple, and then once Ahsoka does retrieve the artifact, of course, there's another puzzle to solve, which brings us to Sabine. Now, you might go, okay, why would Hera not take it to a New Republic university? Well, we know this time in the New Republic is chaotic. And we also know that Sabine has solved similar puzzles in the past. On Lothal, she opened the temple to the world between worlds. And that is a key part of the 4th season of Rebels. So, Hera having the idea of taking the artifact to Sabine isn't a bad idea. Now, what we knew from the trailers, but what we didn't know from Rebels, is that Sabine and Ahsoka have had a relationship. They've been master and apprentice. And something happened to cause a crack in that relationship, to cause Ahsoka to walk away. I am fascinated by 2 things in this relationship. Why and how did Ahsoka choose to take Sabine on as an apprentice? I'm genuinely fascinated by this. I mean, she does know how to wield a lightsaber because she did wield the darksaber, but she's never shown any Force aptitude. So what made her want to take on a Jedi apprenticeship? I'm assuming Ezra is part of the reason there. And what made Ahsoka want to take her on? And then, of course, the other thing that I'm very curious about is what happened to fracture that relationship. Although it doesn't take a genius to work out, these are both 2 very headstrong characters. Ahsoka has always done her own thing. Sabine has always done her own thing. To imagine them butting heads and clashing is not a stretch. Circling back a bit and talking about the action scene at the temple with Ahsoka and the droids, this isn't the best action scene ever. However, I did like the maneuver where she cuts the ground out from under them. I thought that was very clever. Moving on from that action scene and talking about Sabine, I know they had that whole her running away from the celebration thing to show what kind of a headstrong and rebellious character she is. That's fine, but I don't see how we got to that point in the first place. She's known the governor for many years, and the governor knows probably better than anyone outside of the Ghost crew what that day would mean to her, what Ezra meant to her. So why would have he invited her in the first place? Or why wouldn't he ask her if she wanted, if she was willing and able to step up and do it in the first place? I don't understand why she would have been put in a situation that she would want to run away from. However, what it does give us is a good look at Lothal. And Lothal is exactly as it was in Rebels. You've got the highway to nowhere. Well, actually, I think it's the highway to a ship's docking bay, but you never see any traffic on it. So I don't know why it's maintained. But it is the Lothal from Rebels. It is the Lothal from Macquarie Artwork. And it just feels right. Sticking with Sabine, some people might not like the scene where she unlocks the star map. They might find it slow. But I like that we get a look at her process. I like that we get to see her artist brain work. It is very Sabine. And I love that they let the scene breathe. Anyway, she does unlock the star map. And she does put up a fight when the HK assassin droids do come for her. But not as much of a fight as I thought she might have. However, I suppose she's not armed, not armoured. She's caught unawares. We'll use that as the excuse. Which leads us to what I think is the second best scene in the entire episode. Sabine's lightsaber duel with Shin Hati. Despite her experiences on the Ghost crew, I honestly believe that Sabine is going to undergo Campbell's hero's journey in this series. I believe, well, no, I don't just believe. Her getting her ass kicked here is a low point. She was left for dead. And I think that her being left for dead is the inciting incident that leads to her taking up the mantle of Apprentice once more next episode. Okay, with that, there's more Ahsoka coverage to come. You can subscribe to my channel here, and this is the Nerdy Dad, signing out.